Okay, real talk. What's the most nervous you've ever been speaking English?
Oh, easily my first job interview here. My hands were actually shaking.
Mine too, honestly. And we do this for a living now.
Which is exactly why today's episode exists.
If this is your first time with us, we're Anna and Robert, and this is No Excuses English. No textbook scripts, just real practice you can use today.
Stick around if that sounds like your kind of channel.
So, job interviews in English, episode 5.
One of the hardest situations to handle in a second language, full stop.
I actually had an interview years ago where I completely blanked on a simple question, just because of nerves.
What happened?
They asked, "Tell me about yourself," and I just froze. Say, "I'm a person who works."
That's not even an answer.
It was rough. That's actually part of why this episode exists.
So today we're covering the vocabulary you need. Then we'll role play 2 full interviews, and we're switching roles so you see both sides.
Interviewer and candidate, both perspectives.
And at the end, you get to practice answering real interview questions yourself out loud.
Let's get into it.
Let's start with the words you'll hear constantly in any interview.
Strengths and weaknesses. Pretty much every interview asks about both.
A strength is something you're good at. A weakness is something you're still working on.
Experience, as in, tell me about your experience in this field.
And qualifications. Basically the skills and education that make you right for the job.
Salary expectations. This one makes everyone nervous.
It really does. Even native speakers get awkward about this question.
It just means how much money you expect to be paid.
Availability. When you can start and what schedule works for you.
References. People who can confirm you're good at your job. Usually a former boss or coworker.
One more. Follow-up. As in sending a follow-up email after the interview to thank them.
That one's underrated. A short thank you email actually makes a real difference.
Something simple. Thank you for your time today. I really enjoyed learning more about the role. That's it.
Takes 30 seconds to write, and a lot of candidates skip it entirely.
Which means doing it actually makes you stand out, just by being one of the few who does. Quick check. Fill in the blank. What are your greatest blank and blank?
The answer? Strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. You'll hear that question in almost every interview in some form.
Okay, vocabulary covered. Let's put it into practice. Round 1. Anna, you're the interviewer. I'm the candidate.
Let's do it. Thanks for coming in today. Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Sure. I've been working in marketing for about 5 years, and I'm really passionate about helping brands tell their story.
Notice that. Short, clear, relevant to the job, not your whole life story.
Exactly. Interviewers want relevant, not everything. Nobody needs to hear about your childhood pet.
Noted for next time. Great. What would you say is your biggest strength?
I'd say my biggest strength is communication. I'm good at explaining complex ideas simply.
And the classic follow-up. What's your biggest weakness?
This one's tricky. You want something honest, but not something that disqualifies you.
Right. I'm lazy is not the answer they're looking for.
Definitely not.
And what would you say is an area you're working on?
I sometimes take on too many tasks at once, so I've been working on prioritizing better.
That's a great structure. Name a real weakness, then show you're improving it.
Fill in the blank. I've been working on blank better.
The answer? Prioritizing.
I've been working on prioritizing better.
Last question. What are your salary expectations?
I'm looking for something in line with the market rate for this role, but I'm open to discussing it.
That's a smart, safe answer. Flexible, but not desperate.
Round 1, done. Solid interview.
Hey, real quick before we keep going.
Oh, here we go.
No, listen, if you made it this far into the video, you're clearly serious about this.
Which means do us a favor, hit subscribe, and send this to someone who has an interview coming up.
Don't be selfish with the knowledge. Share the wealth.
Exactly. Don't keep all these secrets locked up like some kind of English hoarder.
Seriously, though, it actually helps us keep making these for free, and it might help a friend land a job.
Okay, guilt trip over. Back to the interview.
Before round 2, let's talk about common mistakes people make in English interviews.
Mistake 1, saying I am agree instead of I agree. We've covered this before, but it shows up constantly in interviews.
And interviews are exactly the moment you don't want small mistakes like that slipping in.
Mistake 2, being too modest. In some cultures, you're taught not to brag. In an English interview, you need to confidently state your accomplishments.
This is such a cultural thing, too. Some of us grew up being told modesty is everything.
And in an English-speaking interview context, that modesty can actually work against you.
Instead of, I did okay at my last job, say, I increased sales by 20%.
Numbers and specifics make a real difference here.
Mistake 3, rambling. Long, unfocused answers lose the interviewer's attention.
Keep answers to about 30 seconds to a minute. Clear and specific beats long and vague.
I've definitely sat through interviews where the answer just kept going and going.
We've all been on both sides of that.
Mistake 4, not having a question at the end.
When they ask, do you have any questions for us? Always have at least one ready. It shows genuine interest.
Saying, no, I think you covered everything is a missed opportunity.
And mistake 5, checking your phone. Even just a glance. Instant red flag.
You'd think people would know that, but it still happens constantly.
Phone away before you even sit down. Full stop.
5 mistakes, easy to fix once you know them.
Round 2. Now, I'm the interviewer. Anna's the candidate.
Let's switch.
Welcome. So, why do you want to work here specifically?
I followed this company for a while, and I really admire how you focus on sustainability. I'd love to contribute to that.
Good answer. Specific, shows research, not generic.
Exactly. Because I need a job is true, but it's not what they want to hear.
Even though we've all thought it.
Every single time.
Can you describe a time you handled a difficult situation at work?
Sure. A client was unhappy with a delayed project, so I communicated clearly with them, adjusted the timeline, and we delivered with no further issues.
That's a great structure. Situation, action, result. Very clear.
It's actually a method called STAR, situation, task, action, result. Super useful for interview answers.
Where does that come from?
It's a common framework career coaches teach. It just keeps your answer organized instead of rambling.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'd like to have grown into a leadership role, ideally still within this industry.
Ambitious, but realistic. Good balance. Last one. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, actually. What does success look like in this role after the first 6 months?
Perfect question to end on. Shows you're thinking long term.
Round 2, done.
Quick note before we move on. Not every interview looks the same.
Right. There's the classic in-person one, but phone and video interviews are basically standard now, too.
And honestly, each one trips people up in a different way.
Phone interviews are weird because they can't see you at all. Your tone has to carry everything.
Which sounds dramatic, but it's true. Smiling while you talk genuinely changes how your voice sounds, even on the phone.
Does that actually work, or is that just something people say?
No, it's real. Try it next time you're on a call you're nervous about.
Video calls have their own thing, too. Lighting, a quiet background, looking at the camera instead of the screen so it feels like eye contact.
That last one is genuinely hard. Your instinct is to stare at their face, not some little dot above it.
Takes practice, for sure.
And then there's the group interview. Multiple candidates, same room, same time.
In that one, you actually have to listen more than usual because jumping in over someone or repeating what they just said looks bad.
Building on what you just said is a decent way to jump in without cutting someone off.
Different setups, but mostly the same skills carry across all of them.
A few more questions that trip people up. Quick fire round.
Go for it.
Why did you leave your last job?
Never badmouth your old company, even if you hated it. Keep it neutral. I was looking for new challenges. Works well.
What's your management style?
Even if you've never managed anyone, you can talk about how you'd lead. Collaborative, clear communication, that kind of thing.
Tell me about a failure.
This one scares people, but it's not a trap. They want to see you take responsibility and show what you learned.
That's right. Nobody expects a perfect record. They expect honesty and growth. Something like, I missed a deadline once because I underestimated the timeline. Now I always build in extra buffer time.
Exactly that structure. Own it, then show growth.
And the classic, do you work better alone or in a team?
The safest answer is usually both, depending on the task. It shows flexibility instead of picking one extreme.
4 tricky questions, all manageable once you know the trick behind them.
One more thing before we practice. It's not only about the words.
Tone and body language matter just as much in an interview.
If you say, I'm really excited about this role in a flat, quiet voice, it doesn't land the same way.
Compare, I'm excited about this role, said quietly, looking down.
Versus, I'm excited about this role, said with actual energy and eye contact.
Completely different impression, same exact words.
Also, pace. Nervous people tend to speak really fast.
Guilty of that one myself, honestly.
Slowing down even slightly makes you sound more confident, even if you don't feel confident yet.
And small thing, a genuine smile at the start changes the whole tone of the room.
Interviewers are people too. They remember how a conversation felt, not just the answers.
Handshakes matter too, if it's in person. Firm, not bone-crushing, not limp either.
There's apparently a whole science to the perfect handshake.
There really is. Posture too. Sitting up instead of slouching shows attentiveness before you even open your mouth.
Even nodding while they talk does something, shows you're actually listening, not just waiting your turn.
None of this replaces having good answers. It just makes the good answers land better.
Now it's your turn. We'll ask the question. You answer it out loud. Pause if you need to.
First question.
Tell me about yourself.
Answer it out loud right now.
Next question.
What's your biggest strength?
Your turn. Say it. Why should we hire you?
Answer it out loud.
One more. Describe a challenge you overcame. Take a moment, then say it out loud.
If you answered all 4, you just practiced a real mini interview.
One more, just to be thorough.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Last one. Answer it out loud. Take your time.
5 real questions, answered out loud in English.
2 more, just to really lock it in.
What do you know about our company?
Answer it out loud, even if it's a made-up company for practice.
Good. Last one, I promise.
Do you have any questions for me?
Think of one real question and say it out loud.
7 questions, answered completely out loud, start to finish.
And that's the whole point. Not memorizing, actually speaking.
So today, interview vocabulary, 2 full role plays, common mistakes, different interview formats, tricky questions, body language, and you practicing real answers.
If you have an interview coming up, you're a lot more ready than you were 20 minutes ago.
Honestly, even I learned something rewriting that weakness answer earlier.
See? Useful for both of us.
And honestly, I don't think the vocabulary is even the main thing here.
No? What do you mean?
Everyone gets nervous. That doesn't go away.
What changes is having the words ready when your brain goes blank anyway.
That's actually a really good point.
I have my moments.
Don't get used to it.
Your homework? Comment your answer to what's your biggest strength in English.
We read every comment.
And hey, if this helped, drop a like, share it with someone who's job hunting right now, and stick around for the next one. We'll be here.
This was No Excuses English.
With Robert.
And Anna.
See you next episode.
See ya.
Bye.